Good morning or evening, depending where you are and how good it's been, but nevertheless, welcome to news. Today we're going to be talking about how identity and how it's connected to globalization. Firstly, I'm going to show you a quick recap of last week's show, Globalization Through the History. What we learned from that show was globalization is shrinking the world, and it has also played a major role in many different areas like trade, science, conquest, war, the building and collapsing of many different empires.
Our whole universe was in a hot, dense state that nearly 14 billion years ago expansion started. Wait, the earth began to cool, the autotrophs began to drool, Neanderthals developed tools, we built a wall. We built the pyramids, math, science, history, unraveling the mystery that all started with a big bang.
Throughout history, there have been three main levels of how globalization is, quote, shrinking the world. The first main level is around the time when the English, the French, and the other major powers were exploring the world and also started trade with other parts of the world.
I came to dance, 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 dance. I hit the floor cause that's my plans, 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 plans. I'm wearing all my favorite brands, 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 brands. Give me some space for both my hands, hands, hands.
Welcome back. When we left off, we were talking about how there has been many different stages of globalization. And the second one comes in around the mid-20th century, when the large corporations were setting up their factories in different countries, and they were setting up stores so people could have jobs and buy the goods that they were manufacturing in their factories and such. A good example of this is Walmart. Finally, the last stage of globalization started around, beginning of this millennium, has been about the individual person, and it has happened so rapidly because of the internet. Because through the internet you can communicate with people and stuff. So throughout all these different stages, the world has become, quote, flatter, because everyone is being connected to everyone and anything, and information is shared 10 times more rapidly than what it used to be, say, a few hundred years ago. Coming up next, we're going to be talking about how the many different things make up one's identity. Now let's go live to Ryan for his story about identity and how it connects into globalization. One of the main things about my identity is that I like to travel to new and different places because I like to see different parts of the world. And just that in itself is connected to globalization, because even by being in another part of the world and even talking with locals and stuff, is globalization, because you're making friends and sharing information with people and such, and your ideas and philosophies and such. I also traveled to many different places in the world, like London, Paris, Scotland, Hawaii, parts of the US and Canada. One day I would hope to go to many more places and appreciate their country's wonders, beauty, and learn more about some different cultures of those countries, and how they have been shaped by the globalization in the past or the present to make them what they have become today. Another trait that makes up my identity is that I'm a Canadian, and that in itself is one of my main traits and part of my identity, because being Canadian I think is such a great thing. We're known all over the world as being many things, like kind, humorous, we don't like the cold, and being known for all those things all over the world is globalization, because information about us is shared to and from other countries. Being a student at Cochrane High is also part of my identity, because it's where you can go to learn stuff, make friends, play different sports, learn valuable job skills. But while doing all of that, you're sharing information with others. And even like that, just part of globalization. Now back to you, Ryan. Thanks, Ryan. Before I wrap up here, let's take a minute to watch a few of the new movies coming soon to a theater near you. The extent that I think globalization is shaping one's identity, I think is pretty big, because everything we do is somehow connected to globalization. For example, just using a computer or a phone or any piece of technology is globalization because it had to be manufactured somehow. And in order to manufacture things, you need to get materials and such to build the stuff, and you need to trade that from other different parts of the world in order to make it happen. Thanks for watching news. Please join us next week because we're going to be talking about gas and how it is created. The kind of gas that goes in your car, not that kind.
I came to dance, 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 dance. I hit the floor cause that's my plans, 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 plans. I'm wearing all my favorite.
Oh my God! You guys realize how flammable gasoline is? It's really flammable!